It's been how many, 11 months now, 12 months now since the government banned importation of eggs from Uganda, but it still said that there's a lot of undeclared eggs or eggs that are being smuggled into the country from Uganda. And the ban is something that threatens now to become a fully fledged diplomatic war between the two countries, because even Uganda, some high-ranking officials have said that Uganda will be highlighting some of the products, agricultural products that they feel should be banned that Kenya exports to Uganda. And just like you correctly said, Kenya exports over 11% of their total total Kenyan exports usually go to Uganda. And as well, Uganda exports, Kenya is the second largest export destination for Uganda. So if anything happens and there's a lot of trade barriers put between the two countries, it means that a lot of trade is hampered, and along the value chain a lot of people are affected. So this eggs ban is now threatening to boil into such a huge problem for both Kenya and Uganda. And also, Brian, you should remember that it's not only eggs that Kenyans import a lot from Uganda, it's also chicken meal. And now if you look at the picture, it means that we now being beaten 10-0 here if you're importing both chicken meal and eggs from the same country. So if such a problem occurs and there's a ban from Uganda and locally probably the meal is not available as such, it means that the products of eggs here, the cost of eggs here might actually rise to a level where now people will tend to smuggle in even more from Uganda. So it's a very difficult scenario we have here, Brian.
Well, you rightly put it that it's going to have a ripple effect, because as we understand right now is that Uganda has actually also retaliated just yesterday with banning horticulture worth 311 million Kenya shillings. Uganda has also banned palm oil that is coming from Kenya, valued at, listen to this, 7.6 billion Kenya shillings. Sorghum has also been banned worth 5.2 billion, and of course legumes, and so much more. And we are seeing these trade tiffs coming repeatedly. The first one was in December 2019, followed by 2020 July, and then there was a maize ban at some point from we banned maize coming from Uganda in Tanzania. I mean, Peter, for how long do we want to have this, considering the East Africans head of states are meeting as soon as next week?
Sugar, maize, eggs, like you rightly put it, it's not looking very well for neighbors such as Kenya and Uganda. And remember what we first said, that the trade that happens between these two countries, the only person that we export anything close to the volumes that we export to Uganda is Pakistan, and that's tea. And some of these things, such as if we look at the case of eggs, if you do not stabilize local markets. I once talked to a farmer who told me that they decided to leave crop farming for chicken farming, but they go to the market and realize that their eggs that are retailing at much lower than they are selling theirs, and they have to reduce the price of their eggs in spite of having high production cost. And the production cost rising because some of the things that they use in production, such as the meal, has to be imported, and those are other costs that we have. So you're looking at a scenario where if you do not settle this thing diplomatically and in a way that doesn't actually end up hurting the farmer, such that we retaliate, finally there are so many bans between us, there will be illegalities in between. People will still export illegally, and that is why we find that probably of the eggs that are consumed in this country, we find only a small percentage of them are from Uganda. That is according to data, but it's because a lot of them are not declared. It's illegal importation. It is smuggling of this. Quite like what happened in the sugar case. You ban sugar importation from Uganda, but you realize there's still a lot of sugar that's coming in, but it is being smuggled in. It's either there is a diplomatic way to resolve things, a very good meeting that's held, and we agree we have a trading bloc that does very well. It's a free market area, and we do not want to go into such a tiff because it's going to affect our farmers and everybody in our country, or people will keep on smuggling these eggs and other products. There's a decision to be made there.
And that will result in a lot of illegal business across the borders. And we hope that by the East African head of state meeting that is happening next week, a resolution will be found for all this and so much more, and even to curb the future bans that may come. So my colleague Vivian Wandera was in Masai Mara and talked to women who are making beads, which is a very big tourist attraction here in the country. We want to now look at that story that Vivian Wandera filed for us, and this is it.
Women of the Ma community are known for the beautiful beaded jewelry they always don. At the Angamamara beading shop, I meet a group of beading ladies led by their leader Cecilia Nyaru, who are working on different orders for tourists.
Naanza kufanya mwaka wa 2015. Biashara ni nzuri, ingawa wakati corona ilianza kazi ilienda chini. Kuanzia mwezi wa 3 mpaka mwezi wa 6 ilifungwa kabisa. Halafu tukakuja kufungua, hata ingawa malipo ilikuwa chini, lakini kufikia mwezi wa kwanza mwaka huu kazi ilirudi nzuri.
Cecilia lost her eyesight and most of her function on the right side of her face after she was bitten by a wild spider. But this did not stop her from doing what she does best. She tells me where they source the beads from, how long it takes to make an ornament, and how much they sell the products they make.
Bead tunanunua kutoka Nairobi, inasafirishwa mpaka huku tunatumia kushona. Inategemea unashona nini, kwa sababu kuna kasi rahisi kama kushona bracelet. Unashona bracelet kama saa 1:30 mpaka masaa 2. Kuna pia lampshade, ni kitu yenye itakuchukua siku 5. Kuna walking stick, ni kitu yenye itakuchukua kitu siku 3. Sasa kushona kitu moja inaenda na chenye unashona. Inategemea unashona nini. Tunalipisha pia bei tofauti tofauti. Kama bracelet tunalipisha 1500. Kuna ka bracelet nyembamba yenye unashona hata dakika 5 unalipisha 1000. Kuna walking stick hiyo ya siku 3 unalipisha 10,000 na lampshade unalipisha 10,000.
Being from a community that faces many challenges, Cecilia shares how the job has helped her improve her life.
Tangia nianze kufanya hii kazi, nalisha watoto vizuri, nalipia karo ya shule na kufanya kazi nyingine mingi ya boma.
Every job comes with its own challenges, and working in the Mara poses a different kind of challenge. The ladies work in a wildlife corridor and tend to bump into wild animals from time to time, putting their lives at risk.
Challenges ninapitia kwa hii kazi. Sasa zingine hapa tunafanya kazi ya mgeni. Na mgeni huenda ikawa kazi imechelewa kidogo, hata siacha hizo vitu, utabaki nazo. Ama utengeneze haijakuwa vizuri vile alitaka na utarudia. Hata kama ni lampshade ni kitu kubwa, utabomoa yote na uanze. Hapa Mara kufanya kazi si rahisi pia. Sasa zingine kuna msimu wa wanyama kama wanyama wakubwa kama ndovu wanatoka chini wanakuja hapo juu. Sasa tunakuja kazi kwa miguu. Hiyo harakati utaisafika njiani upatane na wanyama, itakuwa ni challenge kubwa, haufiki kazi mapema. Ama ile kazi ninakungoja ufanye itachelewa bila kufanya. Nimeshikutana na mnyama nikakaa, na wakati utafika mahali wanyama wako uzuri wa kampuni wanga wanatusaidia. Ukikutana na wanyama utawapigia na watakukujia.
After about 6 years in the beading business, Cecilia shares her advice to other women in her community and why they should consider joining her line of work.
Nasaambia wengine kutoka kijiji chetu, kazi ya ushanga ni kazi nzuri. Unaweza fanya hiyo kazi na upate mapato yako bila kuhitaji mtu mwingine yeyote. Sasa kama unaweza tu kujifunza na kufanya, ni kazi nzuri.
Vivian Wandera, KTN News.
Absolutely inspirational. Many thanks to my colleague Vivian Ondera. And that's why we call it a day for Business Cafe. But Business Today will be up at 3 p.m. with Abby Agina, my senior. Tomorrow we'll be talking about how to have a Christmas on a budget. I've seen that meme, how to spend 1,000 shillings in December. I don't know whether it's possible, but let's find out tomorrow on Business Cafe, 9:30 a.m. East African time. I am Brian George Otieno. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.